Here's a message for Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. Pay attention, bud. I will release your Grindr profile and your IP address.
A TikToker is going viral for threatening to out a high-profile gay Republican, but I'm not buying it. We're going to break this down, plus so much more, on today's episode of the Barad vs. Everyone podcast, my daily show where we take on the craziest ideas from across the internet, our media, and our politics. Up first, guys, we've got, I don't know, TikTok drama, political drama, all of the above. Some allegations have been made about a certain very high-profile Republican, Mike Johnson, who is the Speaker of the House, a Republican from Louisiana, and a user has gone super viral on TikTok for claiming that he has the receipts that Mike Johnson is secretly closeted and chatting with men on Grindr, the gay hookup app, and he's threatening to release them unless Mike Johnson does what he wants. Now, if this sounds familiar, that's because it is. Liberals, at least some online, have been obsessed with the idea that Mike Johnson is a closeted gay Republican, and they have insisted that there are receipts out there. A previous hoax did go viral. Of course, it was still spread by a lot of liberal commentators, but PolitiFact debunked it in March 2025. A user claimed to have screenshots showing that Speaker Mike Johnson was messaging with them on Grindr. However, PolitiFact debunked that and showed that it used a cropped version of a publicly available photo of House Speaker Mike Johnson, which was taken by a fellow House member at a March 4th event, alongside what looked like screenshots of a Grindr app chat. However, fake Grindr conversations are easy to create using online generators, and the owner of the TikTok account that shared these messages told PolitiFact that his source said the message thread was 2 years old, but included a photo taken in March. So the whole thing was a hoax that got debunked and fell apart. But here we are again with another liberal claiming to have receipts on this man. Without further ado, let's take a look at the video that's going viral.
Hey, here's a message for Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. Pay attention, bud.
Oh my gosh. This guy really gives me the creeps. I'm sorry. I'm gonna let him finish, but can we just talk about the fact that he's like not giving reliable, stable, trustworthy source of information to me? Maybe I'm crazy. Y'all let me know.
This is for Mike Johnson. If you're not Mike Johnson, you can keep scrolling or you can stay here and listen to what I have to say. Hey, Mike, you have until Wednesday to swear her in. Wednesday. Or I will release your Grindr profile and your IP address.
Oh, the context you need to know here is that a bunch of Democrats are very upset at Mike Johnson because he has yet to swear in a congresswoman that was just elected in a special election, Representative Adelita Grijalva of Arizona. Sorry about that. Who just won a special election. He cites delays, planning on swearing her in October. They think that he's trying to block the release of the Epstein files because she would potentially vote to get that over the finish line. Anyway, it's a whole drama, but she will be sworn in. It's just a matter of time. Anyway, he is apparently threatening Mike Johnson, swear her in or else. And I'm not a lawyer. Don't take legal advice from me. But that's giving illegal to me. Like, I'm not really sure. Are you allowed to publicly blackmail or coerce politicians into taking government actions that you prefer? I don't know. That sounds not legal to me. I'm just speculating there. But yeah, it kind of seems like the thing you wouldn't be allowed to do, but let alone do so publicly. But more importantly, I don't believe any of this. But let's keep going.
I bring receipts, bitch. You're not going to sit there and actively work against LGBTQ rights and democracy. It is treason. Yeah, I'm calling you out for treason. You have until Wednesday.
So apparently, if you don't agree with this person's politics, you are treasonous and deserve. By the way, guys, the penalty for treason is death. So it's a pretty serious accusation to make against somebody. But don't worry, guys, he has receipts. Of course, these are really high quality receipts. I'm sure that's why so many investigative journalists have received them and decided to run with this. Oh, wait. I mean, I don't know. It is, I will say that I am 98% certain that he's full of crap and that maybe he believes the receipts are real. That's possible, but that they're not actually real. It is much more likely to me that somebody either made fake screenshots that he got sent or that somebody actually had an interaction on Grindr with somebody claiming to be Mike Johnson, but it was not in fact Mike Johnson. Because never say never. People do stupid and crazy things. But even if Mike Johnson were closeted and was hooking up with men on the DL, he'd have to be kind of crazy to be doing it on Grindr with a paper trail. Like, that would be so unwise and so foolish. I'm not going to say it's impossible, but then the other thing that is implausible to me is that this would then just be in the hands of some random TikToker. I'm telling you, if Mike Johnson was on Grindr in the DC area or even back home in Louisiana, that would get shown to some reporters who would verify it and break the story and want the scoop. And the fact that we're getting it from some rando on TikTok, again, makes me think it's almost certainly not real. But I don't know. Does he seem trustworthy to y'all?
To swear her in and let democracy take its course, or I will release your Grindr profile and your IP address. Connects both to you, Mike. The choice is yours. Do the right thing. 'Cause I'm petty. And I'm not above this bullshit.
Well, he seems very stable, very lovely. Guys, let me know what you think so far. Are you with me that this is probably BS? Let me know in the comments. Make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, yada, yada, yada. But it seems like they really want this to be true. I don't think it is true. There are definitely multiple closeted gay Republicans in DC. I've heard the tea. I've heard the allegations. I've heard the lore. Some of it I've even personally verified. As far as I'm concerned, I think it's their business. I would say it's a little different. I would consider potentially it valid to out somebody if they're cheating on their spouse. I think that's a little different. Or if they're like really explicitly super anti-gay, but I don't know. I don't know that you can even then really justify violating someone's privacy like that. But more importantly, I just don't believe that this is real. If it was real, he would have released it. He wouldn't be putting it all on the line to try to get a woman sworn in who is going to be sworn in no matter what. Like, even Mike Johnson's office is just saying they're going to do it later in October. That really, you're going to use your Trump card for that to get her sworn in a few days earlier? That's just, none of it makes sense. But of course, he's doing the thing where you make an insane claim and then you get a lot of backlash for said claim. And that, of course, proves you right because they're only mad at you if you're over the target or what have you. When in fact, if you say crazy fake stuff, people get mad at you too for that. So it doesn't, in fact, prove you right. But a lot of people like to pretend that it does. Here is his follow-up video. Of course, he's now plugging also a GoFundMe to fund his legal expenses. Not sure that there are, in fact, legal expenses, but okay. And would love to know where all that money's going to end up. Anyway, here is the update video that he posted that is totally normal and not at all crazy. Let's take a look.
To say the last 24 hours has been stressful and chaotic would be an understatement.
All right, sorry to pause already, but like, I don't know, bro. What did you expect? Publicly threatening and extorting and trying to blackmail one of the most powerful politicians in the country with lurid sex allegations. Oh no, what a stressful experience. At some, like, people never cease to amaze me to the level at which they think they are entitled to play stupid games without winning stupid prizes. Or it's really wild that they think they can just do whatever they want and they're shocked when people react to it.
I have been talking with a lot of people, including a fantastic team of lawyers, and I want to assure everyone I am not a danger to myself or others.
Oh my gosh, the idea that he needs to tell us all, don't worry guys, I'm not going to delete myself, as if the CIA is going to come hop in and take him out. Come on now. I find this delusion, it's giving delusions of grandeur, right? There are much easier ways to silence someone than to orchestrate a fake ending of their own life. Okay. And I think the idea that they would do that and expect the problem to go away, I mean, no, not a thing, not happening. You're paranoid.
I am in a safe place. I have discussed this with other people. I am no longer the only person with this information. It is backed up multiple times.
It's not, though, or it's almost certainly not, because if it was, some actual investigative journalist would have verified it and reported it. Seriously, hundreds of liberal reporters who are very good at their jobs, even though they have an ideological bias, will have been all over this and would have, if it was true, ran with it. But they don't want to run with something that is literally untrue and then get sued and have a huge problem. Whereas on TikTok, people like this just yap and they're nobodies with no money, so they don't really have to worry about getting sued, I guess.
This in no way was a shakedown for anything.
So that's the funny thing. I wonder if this elite team of lawyers is trying to have him cover his ass here because he publicly extorted the Speaker of the House to try to blackmail him into doing his preferred political outcomes. Like I said, that just sounds illegal. I don't know if it is, but it sounds like something that's probably against the law. And now they're like, this was in no way a shakedown. I don't think you can do that. If I publish a video making a claim and then I just very explicitly or saying something very clearly, and then I just publish another video and I'm like, no, takesy backsies. I wasn't blackmailing you when I said do this or I will do this. I don't think you can just unring that bell like that. Maybe those lawyers are not advising you well if they've told you that will get you off the hook. I don't think it will, sir.
Anything. I stand to benefit nothing from this. I'm safe. My lawyers are figuring out next steps now, and I'll be laying low.
Well, this investigative journalist just seems incredibly stunning and brave to me. He's already raised tens of thousands of dollars off of this noble and altruistic enterprise that he's engaged in, just trying to save democracy, be a hero, totally not brain rotted by MSNBC at all. I mean, here's the thing. I'm not even sure what it would prove or do if this all were true. Okay, I mean, I would think it would be horrible that Mike Johnson would be having an affair and cheating on his family or whatever, but lots and lots of people in DC are doing that very openly and shamelessly. And it wouldn't change any of the policy debates or opinions. It wouldn't make anything Mike Johnson has said or done wrong or right. It would just be embarrassing for him, which I guess if that excites you, okay. But anyway, more importantly, it's not in fact true. One final update video from this guy. He's really making the most of this and milking it. Let's take a look at this final video.
Okay, it's Tuesday, September 30th, 2025 at about 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In consultation with close friends, family, and my attorney, we have decided the following steps are necessary. Any and all materials in my possession related to this matter have now been turned over to a trusted media authority, an investigative journalist who will then vet the information and report as necessary. Any and all copies of this information that were in my possession are now out of my possession and have been turned over to several different sources. If anything should happen to me, this will trigger those sources to release that information as well. This is hard. This is something I never planned on. Obviously, it got the attention it did. TikTok has put an account ban warning on my account and taken down that video. So I'm keeping you updated, as many people have asked me to do. I am not backing down. This is democracy. Democracy will prevail. They may get me in the short term, but in the long term, democracy will prevail. Now is the time for us to stand up and speak out for what is right.
All right, I've had enough of listening to him yap, honestly. If he turned it over to investigative journalists, if they're actual ones, they will look into the metadata. They will verify it. They'll find out, like PolitiFact did, that it's almost certainly not real. If these are random partisan hacks or other influencers who maybe pose as journalists and then they publish it, it will eventually get debunked, unless it is true, unless this guy is just, we're about to drop the Pentagon Papers on us. He's the unexpected journalistic hero we never knew we needed, who definitely doesn't seem at all like he's missed his medication. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. This is blowing up all over the internet. I find it so far-fetched. I think if this information was really out there are so many hundreds, if not thousands of journalists who would have loved to get this story and would have chased it down, that the idea that some random deranged seeming person on TikTok would be the ones with the goods on Mike Johnson just strikes me as incredibly far-fetched. Not impossible, but incredibly, incredibly unlikely. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments. Make sure subscribe, yada, yada, yada. Remember, send in your voicemails for my Voicemail Friday episodes where I react to your woke horror stories, answer your questions, and give you advice on your personal lives. The link to send in one of those is in the description.